What is up guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'll be ranking Brawlers in Solo Showdown, from the worst Brawlers to the best ones. Before we start the video, I just want to say that this is my opinion, so if you don't agree with something then I understand. This is just my opinion, what I think are the best Brawlers in Solo Showdown from worst to best. I also wanted to say that some of the Brawlers on the list may not be accurate, and what I mean by that is that some of them are more map dependent than just like overall skill dependent. So I had to kind of decide where I want to put it, so some of them might be off a bit. But other than that, let's start the video. Starting off, we got Mandy. Now, in my opinion, Mandy is the worst brawler in Solo Showdown right now. I just don't like to play her, and I always lose when I play with Mandy. I don't think she's that good in Solo Showdown. I think some maps can be really good for her because of her super, but other than that, I don't think she's that good. Overall, I just think Piper is a better brawler. And what I mean by Piper is I think that Piper is a better alternative. The next brawler is Tick. Now, Tick is not good in Solo Showdown at all, I'm not gonna lie. Like, he doesn't do that much damage up close. He's really bad countering a lot of brawlers. And the only thing that's good is his shield gadget, which can protect him from like Edgars sometimes, but you have to time it. And sometimes he's just gonna die before it even activates. Now, the next brawler is Hank. I'm sorry to all the Hank mains, but I really hate this brawler. Every time I try to play him, I always just want to quit playing Brawl Stars at the moment and play something else. For me, playing Hank is impossible now. He's so bad. I don't like how he plays. I think he's not fun to play at all because you can't even heal while you're blowing the bubble. Like, I don't think that's really good. Another thing I hate about Hank is how long it takes for his attack to load. Like, I'll be waiting 10 million hours before that thing even does some damage. It's like playing a waiting game. The only thing that makes him pretty good or okay in Solo Showdown is that he can shoot for walls, first of all. Second of all is his super, but you need to be in the center of someone. Other than that, I think Hank is a really bad brawler to play in Solo Showdown. I would not suggest any starter to play Hank. He's just not good. Now, the next brawler is Belle. Now, Belle isn't a bad brawler overall, but I do not think she's good in Solo Showdown. You can get countered really easily, and with the meta, with those Edgars, she is not good to play in Solo Showdown. Yes, she can be good if you already have long range brawlers ranked up to like rank 28 and you don't want to waste your trophies, so you can go and play her, but other than that, I don't really see a point of playing her. I don't think she's that good. Now, the next brawler is Sprout. Sprout is really good in other modes, but just in Solo Showdown, he's not really good. Like, throwers in Solo Showdown generally aren't really good. Only on specific maps, throwers are good, but other than that, Sprout isn't really good. It's really hard to hit his shots when someone is up close, and out far, he can be okay, but other than that, I just gotta place him here. The next brawler is Byron. Now, Byron isn't really that good because of that poison. It just takes way too long to do damage to someone. So even if you do manage to kill someone, you're probably gonna die first, so it's gonna be an awful trade-off. The only thing that makes him pretty okay is his gadgets. Both of his gadgets are really good. The one that heals him and the one that does extra damage if you do hit up close. The next brawler is Jessie. Now, the reason Jessie isn't really good in Solo Showdown, it is because, first of all, she doesn't do that much damage. Second of all, it takes kind of long to unload her shots. Third of all, her bullets bounce, so she's better for free. The only thing that makes her good in Solo Showdown is if she gets her super, and that is because you can use your super to block damage. And what I mean by block damage is you can use her super as like protection. The next brawler is Squeak. Now, Squeak gets countered by a lot of meta brawlers, but what makes him good is his area damage. Now, that area damage can give him a lot of map control, and so if you have map control in Solo Showdown, it can end up pretty well if you have a good position. Now, the next brawler is Barley. Barley can be pretty good on certain maps. He is pretty fun to play and he is easy to get hits with, but he does get countered sadly by the meta brawlers, so that's why he's that low. The next brawler is Lola. Lola is really good in Graveyard Shift, but this is a Solo Showdown guide and there's no Graveyard Shift right now. So yeah, she isn't really that good. She is extremely good when you get her super. If you know how to play Lola and you have her super in Solo Showdown, she can go crazy and you can win a lot of matches. But you need to be really careful when you're playing Lola. Plus, if you don't have that super, it's basically game over, or it's gonna be really hard to win. So yeah, that's why she's that low. The next brawler is Mr. P. Now, Mr. P is really good if you have his super, but if you don't have his super, he's just really bad in general. Like, his base damage can't really deal with brawlers when they are up close to you, and he's gonna have a hard time trying to kill those tanks that are meta right now. So yeah, that's why he's that low on the list. Now the next brawler is Colt. Colt can be really good if you are good with him. Now if you're good with Colt, then he is higher up in the list that I'm making right now, but that good at Colt, and I wouldn't really say he's that good in Solo Showdown unless you know how to play him very well. Otherwise, I would put Colt right here, so yeah. The next brawler is Crow. Now Crow can be really good in Solo Showdown, again if you know how to play him like Colt, but other than that he isn't really good because of his low health. His damage can be really good and those star powers can be really good. How to play him, otherwise you'll probably lose, so yeah. Now the next brawler is Ruffs. Now if you're wondering why he's even this high in the list, and it is because of that gadget. Now that gadget can come in clutch a lot of times, but if there's like an Edgar jumping in you, you're basically done. And if you're wondering what gadget I'm talking about, is the one that protects you. Now the next brawler is Chuck. Chuck can be pretty good if you know how to play him. I think his best mode is Heist, but for Solo Showdown I don't think he is that good. If you know how to play him, he can be pretty good. First of all, his super can do knockback, which can protect you from like buzzes if you can time it, and like Edgars and other stuff. Another good thing is if there is a good map that you can put his pulls on and then just like keep on supering, then he can be pretty good. But other than that, he is not that good, and if you do not know what you're doing with Chuck, he is pretty garbage. Now the next brawler is Max. Now I think that damage nerf kind of put Max down the list. Otherwise, Max was pretty good back in the day. Now I don't think she is that good. But what makes her pretty good is her super. She can run away and she can just dodge attacks pretty easily. Another thing that's really good is her gadget that she can dash, which makes her take no damage. But other than that, I don't think she is that good in Solo Showdown. Alright, so actually, from 61 to number 1, I'd say all these brawlers are pretty good. And by pretty good, I mean just in general, they can be really good in Solo Showdown, so starting from 61. Now the next brawler is Sandy. Pretty easy to play, really friendly to new users, pretty easy to understand. His super makes him invisible, and that is pretty good in Solo Showdown, but I think he is better in free overall. The thing that makes him pretty good in Solo Showdown is that gadget he has. Now that gadget stuns enemies, I think for 1.5 seconds, and that allows him to have like an extra shot. So that's why he's pretty good in Solo Showdown, and let's go into the next brawler. Now the next brawler is Willow. Willow is really good when you get her super, because all you have to do is get her super, you can start bush camping, wait for endgame, and then go to the side. So when someone starts approaching you from the side, you just super them and put them in the storm, and you'll basically win. So yeah, Willow can be pretty good. The only bad thing I can say about Willow is that if you're playing on a bad map, then she can be pretty terrible. So if you pick the correct map for Willow, she can be really good. The next brawler is Poco. Now secretly he is number 1. We need to nerf Poco, but I am putting him on this list right here. He is pretty good if you know how to dodge bullets. Now if you don't know how to dodge, then that can become a problem, because what makes him good is that healing. If you can keep on healing yourself, you won't die and you will start dealing damage. Plus that screeching star power can be pretty good on Poco, so yeah. The next brawler is B. Now, if I did this video, I don't know, like 4 years ago, 3 years ago, she'd be probably like number 2 or number 1. Sadly, her star power got removed, which allowed B to go up to 1 HP and be immune to damage for like 5 seconds, I think, or something. I'm not really sure. Otherwise, B is pretty good for open maps if you know how to hit your shots. Otherwise, she isn't really that good, so yeah. The next brawler is 8-bit. Now, same goes for 8-bit. If I did this video a long time ago, he'd be probably number 1 because his star power just made him respawn. It's like having a second health. Sadly, that got removed, so I did have to put him on the 56th place. Otherwise, he can be pretty good and underrated in free, but Solo Showdown, he's just way too slow. Like, it's really easy to guess where he's going, so if you're aiming your shots as Piper, pretty easy to predict where he's gonna go, and that's why he's in this place. Now, the next brawler is Penny. Penny can be pretty good because of that gadget and that star power that she has, which pushes the enemies back when using her super, but other than that, she isn't really that good. She doesn't do that much damage. If she didn't have that gadget and that star power, she'd be way lower. The next brawler is Gus. Now, the only thing that makes Gus pretty good in Solo Showdown is that extra health he can have, and that gadget that when your spirit spawns, you can activate that gadget, which will do a knockback effect. And that can save you a lot of times if you're playing Solo Showdown with Gus. Otherwise, he's just not that good. Now, the next brawler is Nita. Nita is pretty easy to play as. She has a good super, she has good gadgets, the shield and stun, and she's just pretty good overall. So if you're gonna play Nita, then yeah, she can be pretty good. You just need to play her carefully because the meta brawlers can counter her. But other than that, if you're grinding from like, I don't know, 500 trophies, she can be pretty good in Solo Showdown. The next brawler is Jean. Now, Jean is pretty good in Solo Showdown. The only thing that makes him not that good is his damage. He doesn't do that much damage, but other than that, his gadgets can come in clutch a lot. And what a lot of people do is use his super and then gadget as like a combo or something, so yeah. The next brawler is Gray. Gray's super is really good to just avoid brawlers that try to go on you. For example, Edgar, if he tries to jump on you, you can just super away. Also, his gadget is pretty good, the one that you can shoot for walls and just grab the enemies. So yeah, Gray can be pretty good. The only thing I don't like about Gray is his shots are kind of hard to hit. But other than that, if you are really good at Gray, then yeah, for sure, play him in Solo Showdown. Now, the next brawler is Ems. Now, what makes Ems pretty good in Solo Showdown is that she has that super and that gadget. So her gadget pushes back enemies, which is really good. The only bad thing about the gadget is that the area is pretty small of the gadget. Plus, if you do miss the gadget, you're basically gonna lose. So you need to be careful when you use her gadget. Other than that, she is a pretty good brawler to play in Solo Showdown, and let's get to the next brawler. Now, the next brawler is Brock. Brock can be really good if you have that jump gadget. Now, if you have that jump gadget, it can save you from a lot of situations. For example, if an Edgar jumps on you, you can activate that gadget, which will avoid that Edgar. Another good thing about him is he has that thing where it's pretty easy to hit someone. Like, Piper doesn't have it. It's like very unique to Brock. Basically like an area damage at the end of the shot. So yeah, this is why I think Brock is 49th on this list. The next brawler is Rico. Now, Rico can be really good in Solo Showdown. First of all, because of that gadget. Now, that gadget can save you from a lot of brawlers trying to get to you. For example, if an Edgar jumps on you, you activate that gadget. If you do it correctly, then you can kill him. If a Miko jumps on you, you activate that gadget. If you do it correctly, you can also kill the Miko. So Rico's gadget can carry him really hard, and the gadget I'm talking about is the one that does damage. Also, he can be really good in a specific map, because if you do equip the vision gear, then he can be really good and you can win first places. And yeah, that's why he's 48th on the list. Now the next brawler is Grom. Grom is really good. It is because of that star power, which gives him additional damage at the end of his shot. Because of that, he is really good. Another thing that makes him really good is his gadget, which allows him to throw 3 gadgets at a time. So basically you have like 5 attacks in a row. So yeah, that's why Grom is this high up in the list. The next brawler is Eve. Now, I think Eve is really good in just acid lakes because you can basically camp. And I don't know if the map is still in Solo Showdown, that's the problem. I think it's not in Solo Showdown right now, but if it is in Solo Showdown, then Eve is really good just for that map. Otherwise, she would be down in the list, but just because of that one map, she can be pretty good and it will be pretty easy to get rank 30 for Eve. Now the next brawler is Ash. The only reason he's this high up in the list, it is because he is pretty tanky, plus that gadget that can make him heal is really good. Otherwise, I'll put him a lot lower, but because he's pretty tanky and he can do a lot of damage if you can ramp up his rage bar, then he is pretty good. But yeah, the next brawler is Griff. Now Griff is really good in Solo Showdown, and the reason is because he can counter tanks pretty easily and pretty well. So because of that, this is why Griff is pretty high up in the list. Otherwise, he is an okay brawler. It's just his range is a bit too short compared to other brawlers, but when fighting tanks, he can be pretty good. Now the next brawler is Carl. Carl is pretty good because of his gadget and his super. His super can deal a lot of damage, and you can use his gadget to run away if someone's trying to attack you or if you're just low on health. The only bad thing about Carl is that his basic attack doesn't do that much damage. Other than that, he's pretty good. The next brawler is Pam. Now Pam is really good if you have that star power and that gadget. I think she more relies on that gadget though, because that gadget can come in clutch. And the gadget I'm talking about is the one that removes ammo and gives it to you. That makes it really good because, first of all, the enemies can't shoot, so it's like a mute, like Otis's super, think of it like that. And yeah, that's why Pam is pretty high up of the list. It is because of that gadget. Otherwise, she'd be a little bit more down if she didn't have that gadget. Now the next brawler is Frank. Now, if you know how to play Frank in Solo Showdown, he can be super good because that super stuns enemies and they can do nothing. If you're a bad player at playing Frank, don't play him because you're probably gonna lose. If you know how to play Frank, then go ahead. He can be super good. I think the strategy to playing Frank in Solo Showdown is getting his super and kind of keeping it and acting threatening with it, because you do not want to get stunned because you're basically gonna die. So yeah, I think that's the strategy, playing as Frank in Solo Showdown. Now the next brawler is Meg. Meg is really good in Solo Showdown because of that robot form. If she didn't have that robot form, she is gonna be really bad and you need to get that super back. Otherwise, her star power is pretty good actually. Not the shield one, because there is an Edgar meta currently in Solo Showdown. You wanna go the one that explodes and deals damage to enemies. But the biggest thing is it pushes enemies back. So you want to go that star power, and this is why she's this high up on the list. It is because of that star power. Now the next brawler is Janet. Now Janet is really good because of her super, and that gadget can also be pretty good, the one that pushes her back. That super is really good because if you keep it till endgame and then use it at the end, it can be extremely useful. Also, if you're getting chased or if you need to run away, that super can be really useful. The only bad side of it, using it in Solo Showdown, is that people can start following you. If they see a flying Janet, they're going to be like, oh, look at that. Oh, let me just follow that Janet. She looks low on health. Or if you start landing down and there's a bull in the bush, which can be pretty frustrating. But other than that, Janet is a pretty good brawler in Solo Showdown. Now the next brawler is RT. Now RT can be pretty good because he can be like a long shooter and a tank at the same time. What makes him really good is his tank form because it does do a lot of damage. So yeah, that's why he's this high up in the list. Now the next brawler is Amber. Now if you're wondering why Amber is this high up in the list, it is because of that buff to her gadget, and that gadget is really good to counter brawlers that come close to her. Also, her normal damage isn't even that bad, like it's pretty good. You can deal a lot of damage with it. The only problem is, like I said, the Edgar meta. If an Edgar jumps on you, you're pretty much dead. Otherwise, she is pretty good. Now the next brawler is Chester. Chester is a really good brawler. I think he's kind of underrated in Solo Showdown because he can deal a lot of damage if you have that star power that gives him an extra shot or the 4th stage or whatever. But yeah, that's why Chester is this high up in the list, because he can deal a lot of damage to tanks and his attack range is pretty long. The next brawler in Solo Showdown is Bonnie. Now I think Bonnie is pretty underrated in Solo Showdown. I don't see people using her at all. I did play matches with Bonnie and she is really good in my opinion. That gadget can get her super pretty fast, and that super is really good. Once you get that super, she just becomes such a good brawler because she can counter a lot of tanks. Now the next brawler is Daryl. Daryl is an okay brawler. Personally, I like the other tanks more, like Bull or Shelly, but Daryl is really good if you know how to use him and if you can get those supers correctly. And what I mean by correctly is by knocking them back a bit and then attacking. Daryl can be pretty good. Now the next brawler is my favorite brawler, which is BB. Now BB isn't that great if you do not know how to play her, and you can't struggle from meta brawlers. That's the only problem of playing BB in Solo Showdown. I wish it did get a bit of a damage nerf or something, but it is what it is. Also, BB can be amazing for certain Solo Showdown maps, but other than that, she's a pretty decent brawler in Solo Showdown. Now the next brawler is Maisie. Now Maisie can be such a good brawler in Solo Showdown because of that gadget, star power, and super. She does do a lot of damage, and that super that pushes back enemies is really good. The only thing is you kind of need to practice how to use her basic attack, but once you learn it, she is really good. Now the next brawler is Charlie. Charlie's super can be really good because it can't stop tanks that are trying to go close to you. It just puts a stop to whatever they're trying to do and you can just wait for them. That star power should also remove some of their health, and that gadget can also help. It depends what gadget you go with though, because there are 2 strategies you can play her in Solo Showdown with. Alright guys, so there are still 30 brawlers left, so I will be making a part 2. I just won't have enough memory if I just continue making this video, and I don't know how I'm gonna be able to export it all. I will be uploading part 2 at the same time I post this video, so you guys don't have to wait. So go ahead and you can watch part 2 now.